Hi guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead. Time for supper. And we're going to do another soup recipe. So I've got a little bit of olive oil in there. And we are going to fry up things. I'm going to do things a little bit different because I'm going to use some of my pantry stuff so that I don't have to cut up and do whatever. So it asks for a medium yellow onion. So I'm going to use the rest of this bag of frozen onions. And I'm going to use, it says, a green pepper, which I don't have any green peppers, but I do have orange. So we're going to use an orange pepper. It also calls for 2 cloves of garlic. So I am going to use a nice forkful. Now it also says to fry up your burger at the same time, but I'm not going to use fried burger. I'm going to use some of my canned burger. I seem to be going through an awful lot of my fresh burger that I put in pound packages. So I told Tom, I says, well, let's use some of my canned burger up so that fresh we can leave in the freezer. So I'm going to get that to be, so you got to make it so it's a little bit, you can see through it, translucent and everything. And then I'll be back and we're going to put everything else together. And by the way, this is beef and tomato macaroni soup. Alright, so now the next thing we want to do is add our burger. And this burger actually is that mixed burger that I did with turkey, pork, and beef. And so we're going to add that to our pan. And honestly, I would do this way over and over again. Because with the 3 flavors mixed together, you guys, it is amazing. It really, truly is. Not that I don't like plain beef, anything like that, but if you have ground turkey and, ground pork and all that good stuff, and you want to add it together, it really does cook up nicely. Really, really nicely. Now to that you want to add 2 teaspoons of chili powder. And I'm making them really nice, and I'm actually going to add a 1/3. Because to me it kind of reminds me of a goulash kind of. And I like a lot of chili powder in my goulash. And then we need 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of oregano. And we need salt and pepper. Now there's a few other things that are going to be different too. It asks for 2 10.5 ounce cans of cream of tomato, and that's pretty expensive actually. It ended up being like $4 and something, and I was just not going to spend that much on soup for it. So instead I just got 1 container of the creamy tomato and basil, which is 19 ounces, so it's about 3 ounces less. But it was a whole lot cheaper that way. So now, because I don't have to fry up my meat, oh, that looks delicious. I'm just going to let that meat warm up for a minute, and I'll be right back. Alright, so now we're going to add that can of tomato soup, cream of tomato. So I said last week I had I found a recipe that calls for tomato soup, and I could have made it, but it calls for cream of tomato, so that's a little bit different. Then we need, and I put my thing back, we need, I'm going to use a pint of tomatoes, but it calls for 1 15-ounce can. Our diced tomatoes are 16 ounces. Then I was looking through my cupboard, and it expires actually on my birthday, November 7th. I was looking up for some, what was I looking for? Crackers. And I found this, and I'm like, well, we better use that up. So 4 cups of beef broth. I'm emptying jars and getting stuff for recycling. Then we need 4 cups of water. And we're going to get all that stirred in together. This is going to be amazing. I'm doing a soup tomorrow too, and that should be almost all of it from my pantry, from my canned goods and stuff like that. So now, when you're doing this, you can either do one of 2 things. You want to taste it before you serve it, so you can either taste it now or after everything's done, and then, you know, add your whatever you need to, if you need to add anything. So let me take a small taste here. Oh, that's delicious. It doesn't need anything. Actually, I think I want to add a little bit more salt, pepper and salt. Not a whole lot. But you want your soup to taste good, so make sure you pre-taste that, you know, before you put it on the table and everybody's like, that's missing this or that or whatever. And you know what? It's your soup. So if there's something else that you feel like it's missing, put it in there. Alright, so now we want to bring that soup up to a boil. Once it is, I'll be right back. Okay, so I forgot to tell you guys too, Tom won't be here for supper. I'll do a taste test later for him. He's going to go put a transformer and rewire something for a lady on her air conditioner. So he decided instead of having to drive way over there tomorrow, he would do it today after work because it's not too far from where his parking ride is. Well, actually, it was my idea. I'm like, do we really need to waste that much gas? Because gas is $3 a gallon again. So, yeah, crazy. So this is what it looks like right now. And then, actually, I had a gallon baggie that had some noodles in it, the elbow noodles, and it came up to just a little bit above the 2 cups. So that worked out great. So I have that to use up today too. So we're going to add 2 cups of elbow noodles, and we're going to get that stirred in there too. And you guys, you know this is my nervous spot, adding, you know, rice and noodles and everything to stuff after the fact, you know, not putting it all the way in when it's already cooked. So now we're going to turn that down, and we're going to let it continue to cook till it gets to al dente, and then I will bring you back. Alright, so here we go. Doesn't it look delicious? And I got to thinking, I mean, it's pretty liquidy, but if you have a lot left over, whatever we have left over, we're going to freeze. But if you didn't want to do that and you wanted to stretch that out to another meal, you could actually boil up some more noodles, and you could add mushroom or anything else that you wanted to, and you could actually make it into a goulash the next day so that you're not eating the same thing Well, at least the kids wouldn't think so, because you're just going to add more noodles. But that would be another way of stretching that soup out. And even though there's pasta in it, you can refreeze it. I mean, you can freeze it, not refreeze, but freeze it. And save it for a later day. You know, thaw it out in the refrigerator and then warm it back up. So I'm going to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese to mine. You could add any cheese or don't add anything. And this is piping hot, but I'm going to do a taste test here. I don't know how Tom does it sometimes when it's so hot. Like, that's just not me. I burn my mouth way too easily. But he's good at it. So let's blow on this. Blow it cold, like he says. Oh, that's good. That is really, really good. And you could eat it the next day, freeze it, or make it into goulash, whatever you want to do. So when he gets home, I'll do another taste test for him so he can taste it and see what he thinks about it. And we've got an awful lot there. That makes a lot of soup. So tomorrow I'll be making another soup, because it is getting chillier here now, and soup just seems so good when it starts getting chilly. And this, my friends, is good. So give it a try. You guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and I'll see you tomorrow.